How's it going, y'all? Name's Vince Jones from Shawnee, Kansas. Yeah, I said it. I'm from Shawnee, Kansas. Beware. Anyways, I'm living in Baltimore, Maryland. I teach basically 6th grade math and science at Highlands Elementary School and Middle School. I'm having a blast. You know, yeah, we're in a crisis. We're with a pandemic. We got a lot of stuff going on, and our country needs to grow, right? And so it's upon us as people, it's upon us as professionals to educate, right? But I'm here to kind of talk about something that's tough, to tough issues that we often ignore, the harsh realities that help us grow as people. Because the reality is that, well, Americans don't know facts anymore, right? We're entitled to our own opinions, as Barack Obama said. We're entitled to our own opinions, but we're not entitled to our own facts, right? Not everybody can be drawn on trumpet and say, well, global warming is a hoax. Global warming is a hoax, and such is just not true. I'm telling you, Jeb Bush, this is just not right in this. And I'm going to shake Kim Jong-un's hand because he is a great leader. Vladimir Putin is a great guy. Great guy. That's the kind of stuff that he says. But anyways, that's aside from the point. I'm here to be critical, and I want to engage on both sides. Because we are a nation that declared our independence from England in July 4th of 1776. And we started a democracy and ratified our Constitution in June of 1788. Right? It was a 12-year period that caused us a lot of turmoil about what we wanted to say, what clauses we wanted to include in our articles and whatnot. But we did it. We created a Constitution. We the people, in order to create a more perfect union, establish justice and ensure for domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, ensure the federal welfare, and it goes on and on and on. We are a united people, a United States, and this is the greatest country in the world, or at least it has the potential to be. But we're at a loss. What do I mean? Well, I'm starting with the Black Lives Matter movement, something that has an approval rating of 56%, 57% for the United States of America, for United States citizens. And it's been escalating since the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. The list goes on and on and on. Right? But I think it's very important not to just accolade and praise the movement, but it's also important to be critical, because the reality is Black Lives Matter is not a impeccable movement. It's not just something that you can just say, yeah, let me hop on the bandwagon, wear the t-shirt with the hashtag, and it's all good, it's all Gucci. No. Be understanding of the fact that Black Lives Matter has a political agenda that most folks aren't cognizant of. Black Lives Matter is not the same as Trans Africa, right? Basically, which is a group to advance Caribbean and African groups, and based in Nigeria, to promote basically more Pan-Africanism. It's not the same as the Urban League, the National Urban League. It's not the same as the NAACP, founded by W. Du Bois. It's not the same as Black Girls Code, an organization to promote computer science literacy, so-called, for black girls. Not the same as the National Society of Black Engineers, which is basically designed to recruit and retain black engineers in professional spaces. No, Black Lives Matter, a movement for the people, and its affiliated movement, an affiliated association, is a separatist group. It's a Marxist group. I'm not arguing against Marxism. Karl Marx was my dude in college. Read Communist Manifesto, and he had a great essay about American slavery, and basically looked at it in terms of class and predicted the kind of the turmoil and whatnot that went on. And he was a very great, I think, intellectual. But we have to understand what comes with the territory of saying Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is not just about a reform. It's about a transformation of American values, right? So when you're waving the Black Lives Matter flag, you're not just asking to defund the police, you're abolishing the police. You're not asking to just reform prisons, you're abolishing prisons. And that's okay if you want to be like Angela Davis and say abolish the prisons, but you have to have a way to do so. You have to have a sort of a community-based agenda to say, okay, if we're going to abolish the police, abolish the prisons, what are communities going to do to protect their citizens? I don't think Black Lives Matter has done that yet, hasn't achieved that sort of knowledge, that sort of depth of insight and really reconciliatory nature with other folks from other parties and say, okay, well, how are we going to get this done? Right? It's just a hashtag. It's establish a moratorium on rent, a moratorium on mortgages and utilities, reparations through racial socialism, and nothing wrong with reparations. Black folks have been in chains for a while. We need to get the bread. But the reality is, are we going to do it through socialism? I don't know. Education. Public schools will be transformed from centers of education to delivery points. So gone with the traditional public school model, right? Dismantling the family, this is the big one. So no more mom and pop, prima cugini, abuela, abuelito, all that kind of stuff, right? We're talking about the center of the family, the people, the center of the American family that was based in the 1950s, which again, I know is founded on white American principles, but has some value. That's gone, right? Instead, we're going to replace it by villages for collaborative care for one another, such that people can, quote unquote, be comfortable. I think it's a little bit problematic and anti-Western, which is all right to be anti-Western, but I think a little bit too extremist. And lastly, Black Lives Matter is a global liberation movement to overthrow capitalism, which means that basically the Oprah Winfreys, the Michael Jordans, the Barack and Michelle Obamas, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Denzel Washingtons, the Kendrick Lamars, all these cats who did great things to the black community and who basically use their money for philanthropic gains won't be able to do so because you're supporting an organization, Black Lives Matter, and not to say it's wrong to do so, but you're supporting an organization such as Black Lives Matter that says, you know what, we don't need the money for capitalism, we want to share it all. Is that what you want? Be critical and be engaged. And listen, and understand that there's a value and a reason behind everything that you do, and then when you wear the Black Lives Matter shirt, when you wear the flag, wave the flag, it's more than just a hashtag. There's an agenda to it. And vote on November 3rd.